Listen carefully. Anger is not sudden, it does not explode without warning. It builds quietly beneath the surface. Before the raised voice, before the sharp words, before the reaction you later regret, there is a moment most people miss. A tightening in the chest, a shallow breath, a subtle resistance to what is happening. That is where anger is born, not in the actions of others, but in the instant your mind decides that reality should be different than it is. Most people believe anger comes from the outside, from disrespect, from injustice, from people who cross lines. But the truth is far more uncomfortable. Anger begins inside, in the space where expectation collides with reality and the mind refuses to let go. This is not about pretending you don't feel anything. It is not about smiling through disrespect or numbing yourself to avoid conflict. It is about developing a calm so grounded that nothing external can disturb it. People will test you, not because they are cruel, not because they are exceptional, but because they are human. Some speak without thinking. Some unload stress they cannot contain. Some project pain they never learned how to hold. If you react to all of it, you will live exhausted. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." That sentence is not gentle, it is demanding. It tells you to stop expecting the world to protect your peace and start taking responsibility for it yourself. Anger feels powerful in the moment, but it always comes with a price. It steals clarity, it drains energy, it clouds judgment, and it follows you long after the moment has passed. Most of the time, the person who caused your anger moves on without a second thought, while you remain holding the storm alone. This is not about winning arguments. It is about winning yourself back. Calm is not weakness. Calm is control. Choosing calm does not mean surrendering. It means refusing to let anyone occupy space in your mind without permission. Epictetus said, "If someone angers you, it is because you allow them." This removes excuses. Your peace is not fragile. It is simply unguarded. This is not a video of shallow advice. No counting to 10. No forced positivity. No empty motivation. What follows are internal shifts, subtle, disciplined, and powerful changes in perception that prevent anger from taking root in the first place. Once you understand this, anger becomes optional, not automatic. Take a breath, let your shoulders drop. This is not about controlling others. It is about controlling yourself. That is where real strength lives. If this resonates, take a moment to reflect on it. And as we move forward, remember this. You do not need to harden yourself against the world. You only need clarity. And with clarity, calm becomes unshakable. Principle 1. Stop absorbing other people's energy. Anger often begins quietly, as tension in the chest, as a knot behind the eyes, as a weight pressing down on your shoulders. Most of the time, it grows because you absorb energy that was never yours. The impatience of others, their criticism, their frustration. Every careless word has the potential to enter your mind, but only if you open the door. Imagine a river. You cannot stop the current. You cannot control what it carries. But you can choose what you take from it and what you let pass. Your mind works the same way. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you allow negativity to settle unchecked, you fertilize anger with energy that never belonged to it. This does not make you cold. It makes you aware. When someone criticizes you unfairly, notice the heat rise. Notice the urge to defend. Then pause. That surge is natural, but it is not mandatory. Epictetus reminded us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Every unnecessary reaction is energy lost. Each time you refuse to absorb someone else's chaos, you strengthen your inner walls. Their words are about them, not you. Over time, this practice changes everything. Fewer triggers, less exhaustion, more clarity. You stop carrying storms that were never yours. Anger often hides behind expectation, the expectation to be seen, heard, and understood. You explain yourself. You speak honestly. And when understanding doesn't come, frustration rises. Here is the truth. Not everyone is capable of understanding you. Some never will. That is not a reflection of your worth. Understanding is a gift, not a right. Epictetus taught that freedom comes from releasing what you cannot control. When you stop demanding validation, anger loses one of its strongest foundations. Think about how much energy is wasted trying to be understood by people who are not listening. Detachment is not indifference, it is clarity. You speak your truth once, clearly, and then you release the outcome. Your peace does not depend on their comprehension. When you stop measuring your life through other people's understanding, calm becomes independent and stable. Principle 3. See provocation as a test, not an attack. Most provocations are not personal. They feel like attacks, but they are tests. Tests of patience, tests of awareness, tests of self-control. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Every provocation is training." When someone speaks sharply, instinct demands retaliation, but mastery lives in the pause. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Provocation is not the obstacle, it is the practice. Each time you respond consciously instead of emotionally, anger loses authority. Calm becomes your default. Anger grows where expectation meets reality. You expect people to behave better, to be fair, to be reasonable, but you cannot control others. Epictetus made this clear. Some things are in your control. Most things are not. Trying to control others is like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you grip, the more you lose. Once you accept this, anger begins to starve. You stop interpreting behavior as personal. You stop assigning meaning where none is required. You become responsible only for your mind, and that is enough. Principle 5. Choose inner silence. Before reaction. Anger is loud. Calm is quiet. Seneca said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." That pause, between stimulus and response, is power. Silence is not weakness. It is restraint. It is discipline. Every word spoken in anger costs clarity. Pause long enough for the water to settle, and the mind becomes clear again. Principle 6. Replace judgment with curiosity. Judgment feeds anger. Curiosity dissolves it. Most of the time, you don't know the full story. Assuming intent creates unnecessary suffering. When irritation rises, ask instead, "What might I be missing?" Curiosity keeps the mind open and steady. Anger cannot survive there. Principle 7. Anchor yourself in purpose, not opinion. Anger thrives when identity depends on approval. Purpose ends that dependency. When your actions are guided by values instead of reactions, opinions lose their power. Criticism becomes information, not injury. True strength is quiet. True mastery is calm. Seneca warned us, anger, if not restrained, is often more harmful than the injury that caused it. Anger is a thought. Calm is a thought. One enslaves you. The other frees you. Protect your inner sanctuary. No one can take what you refuse to give. Your calm, once cultivated, is unshakable. If this resonates, carry it with you today. My calm is my power.